You ready, Rachel? Recording? All right. Hey, everybody, welcome to Foundations 2021. We had this vision to get back to the basics, and so we came up with Foundations, just a way to start fresh, start new, get back to the things that we know work in the past. So, and this is a great training for new consultants and a great training as a refresher for older consultants, or I should say more seasoned consultants. So I'm Erin Shiflett. I'm from South Bend, Indiana, right on the Michigan-Indiana border. And I have been a consultant for 13 years and a Superstar director for 12. And I'm so honored to be grouped up with such an amazing group of leaders. So how about Megan? Introduce yourself.
Okay, I'm off mute. Sorry, I gotta shut my door here. I'm Megan Clements. I am from Okotoks, Alberta, Canada, which is in the far kind of southwest area of the province. For all of you Americans on there, if you go to the great state of Montana and drive north, you'll hit me in about 2 hours. So that's where I'm hanging out. And I have been with Sensi since October of 2009. I've been a Superstar director since September of 2011. And yeah, I'm super excited to get to know more of you guys. And I'm happy to see some of my team and my group on here. And I'm excited for the content, and I know what's coming for you guys. And I really, really hope that you use it and apply it. And I know it will be what you need to get off to a great start. And yeah. Somebody else? Let's go.
Christina, let's hear from you.
Okay, hi, hold on. I am really lost on this gallery screen. So hi, Christina Stainbrook. I was listening, but not actively listening, so I don't know what I'm supposed to say. But I'm not from Christina Stainbrook, that's my name. I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana, and I am the Superstar director for the Fresh Sense of Smell Air. And I think, yeah, I want you guys, if you're like on my team, can you like comment just so I can see like who's all here? And then Sarah Ford is also on my team, and she's going to talk to you guys today too. But yeah, I'm just here for the ride. I just love hanging out with these ladies, and Erin Shiflett and I are roommates for life. So anything Erin does, I do. And I'm excited to help you guys all get back to the basics.
I'll go next. Can you hear me?
You.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm Sarah Ford. I'm a newly promoted director, I guess, in April. So that's not Superstar director, excuse me. So I am the Superstar director for the team Warming Up with the Believers. And I'm super grateful to be here. I'm really glad that a lot of my team is commenting right now and that all of you are here because I know that it's going to be epic.
Am I the last one? Did everybody else go? Because where I ran out of the shed, I missed like however many minutes. So I don't know if it's my turn, but I guess I'll hop on. But my name's Rachel Pence, and I am from Carlisle, Ohio. And I've been a Superstar director for a little over a year, and with Sensi for what will be 5 years. And I'm out of breath from running to the shed, so apparently I need to work out, but that's about it.
How about April? Is April Cordova on?
I know she's driving from Denver.
Oh, here, guys.
Okay.
Excuse me for having my camera off because we just got back into town, but I'm here. I'm from Santa Fe, New Mexico, and I've been a consultant for a little over 2 years and a Superstar director for how many months? Since May of 2020. And to get back to the basics myself in my business, and I can't wait to just see what it does for everyone this year. And yeah. Emily?
Anybody else?
There you are.
Aaron, can you make me like Rachel, make me the screen. There we go. I have to talk to myself. If I look at all you guys, I get nervous, so I have to see myself talking. I am Emily Parkinson. I am a Superstar Director from Cincinnati, Ohio. I am super excited about this program myself. Like April just said, I need this. I think we all need this, from Essential all the way up to Superstar Director. We all need this. My face is turning red from drinking like 3 drinks of this Twisted Tea, so don't mind. So I think that's everybody. So I'm just going to go ahead and kick it off. I'm going to talk to you guys about goal setting, excuse busting, consistency, mindset, all that stuff. First, I'm going to tell you guys a little snippet of my personal story. I joined in 2018. I joined with the intention of being able to stay home eventually. We have 4 boys, and I was just constantly having to call off of work, and one kid gets sick and then the other one gets sick, and it was just a hot mess. I was getting in trouble. My husband and I were arguing about who was going to take off. So my sponsor is Rachel Pence. And if you know her, you know that she is a attraction marketing guru, and something about what she was posting was really catching my eye. She was an RN, quit her job to stay home with her 5 kids. I have 4 kids. It just was meant to be. So I ended up joining, and I lost my job 3 weeks later. It was like God stepping in. And I kind of freaked out at first when I lost my job, because I'd only been with it for 3 weeks. I wasn't making enough money to take over my regular job income. So I called Rachel, freaked out, had a pity party. And then I basically just kicked it into overdrive. I live, breathe, and eat Scentsy every day for as long as I can think of. I decided to go to California for reunion. It was kind of a big leap of faith, because I had just lost my job. That was a decent amount of money when you're taking away one person's whole income. But I really, from the little time I had been in the company, I really just felt like this was right. Like this was what I was supposed to do. So I went, changed my whole entire life. I came home from that saying that I was going to hit director in September. I don't know why I picked September. It was just the month that felt like it was it. And that I would earn top 100. That was the trip that we were earning at that time. And I came back and I did both. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that because literally what you put out in the universe is what's going to come back to you. If you 100% know that you're going to make something happen, it's going to happen. So it kind of goes into what I'm going to talk to you guys about. So why is setting goals important? Why is it something like, why do you think it's important to have goals? And not only that, like to write them down and make like an action plan and all that. And it's because if you have a goal in mind, but you don't really like write it down, you just like know that that's what you want. It's so easy to just fall back into those old habits and to just get comfortable and, get burnout, and it just, slips off. It's very important for you to have your goals, write them down, have them in your face every day. I have goals written on my vision board. I have them written in my planner. And I also have a little journal thing I'm going to talk about in a little bit that I write them down every single day. I rewrite them. And you got to have clear goals written down, because you need to see every day what you're working towards. And it just conditions you to naturally develop the habits that you need to achieve those goals. So when you're writing down your goals, you need to be very specific. So like, for example, if you want to add more frontline, if you want to have more teamies, you need to have a number. Like, how many more teamies do you want? Do you want just 1? Do you want 20? Like, you need to have a number, and you need to have a time period of when you're going to allow yourself to, recheck, revisit, and see how you did. Now, a lot of people get nervous about that, about putting a time frame on it, and about, you know, kind of holding themselves accountable for that, because it's scary. Like, what if you don't do it? But really, the only failure is not trying to do it, not attempting to do it. If you write these goals down and have a timeline and you don't get where you want to get, you're still going to be way closer than if you had not done any type of accountability at all. Say you want to do 12 frontline in 6 months. If you don't hit that 12, I guarantee you're going to be around like the 8 to 10 mark. That's more than if you wouldn't have put any effort in at all. So you need to have an action plan, and it's important to have an action plan so you can see how far you've come and how much further you need to go. You need to be able to track it and see where you started off, where you're at now, and what you need to do. If you need to adjust some things, and when you own a business, you're constantly going to be adjusting things, constantly going to be changing things up. It doesn't matter what level, how long you've been doing this, you're always going to be switching things up. So you need to track it so you can see if what you're doing is working. If it's not working, change it up and try something else. And, you know, we always tell you to have these big, scary goals, and it's a good thing. You want to have big, scary goals. Like, you want to have a goal of having a $10,000 check, or being able to quit your job and stay home, or being able to buy a new house. But there's no point of having those goals if you don't have a plan to get to them. If you just have a goal and you don't have a plan, it's just a wish. It's not a goal, it's a wish. And I feel like that sounded harsher than I meant it to, but my face is on fire, y'all. I don't know if it's because I'm talking to you guys or because I'm drinking that Twisted Tea. Okay, so this is my favorite part. I could talk about this all day, every day, and it's the mindset and the routines, your daily routines. So one of my favorite quotes, I actually have it up on my vision board, is your day is pretty much formed by your first hour, by how you spend your first hour. And I've never been a morning person. I've worked in restaurants since I was 16, up until that last year before I joined Scentsy. I've always worked in restaurants, bartending, serving, all that. So I've never been a morning person. I always I'd go to bed at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and wake up. My kids conditioned to wake up at 10 o'clock in the morning. And so it was a really big change for me. But I read this book that my lovely friend Nikki Toygo bought for me towards the beginning of my Scentsy journey. And I posted about it earlier. And this literally changed my life and my business. I swear it did. It says it right on the front of the book. The 6 habits that will transform your life before 8 a.m. So I don't remember I'm not going to lie to you and say I know exactly what the statistic was, but I seen somewhere before that a certain percentage of successful entrepreneurs all said that they had some sort of morning routine in place. And it's just crazy how much, like, I truly can vouch to you how much having a morning routine has changed my whole entire life. Now, I'm not going to lie to you and say I've been 100% on top of it. The last few months have been crazy. 2020 has been crazy, and I kind of fallen off. And I can tell in my business, and I can tell in my everyday life. So that's been, one of my 2021 goals is to restart doing my morning routine. I did it for probably about a year and a half. And I can't say enough about it. So I meant to look this up before I got on here and I forgot. Are you waving at me? Oh, I meant to look this up, but then I forgot. It's an acronym, I think, where there's the letters and it has the different words for each letter. Is that what that's called? Okay. So it has an acronym. I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit of the book, but you still need to read the book. And it's called SAVERS, SAVERS. And so I'm gonna, go through it just real quick. So the first S is silence, and that is starting out your morning, number one, without looking at your phone. It is so hard. It's still hard for me. The first thing I do, I just want to get on my phone as soon as I open my eyes. And it's a terrible habit. Literally, it's a terrible habit. When you get on social media, you start seeing like negative stuff or seeing other people's stuff, and it messes up your mindset. Also, the silence is for meditation, which I kind of was a skeptic about meditation. Like, I thought it was silly, I thought it was weird, but I started doing it, and I still haven't mastered meditating like on my own, just in the silence, because I get ADD and just start fidgeting. But I have found a ton of guided meditations on YouTube, which I'm going to, throughout the week, I'm going to make threads of all the different stuff that I use frequently and all that. But yeah, I found a ton. They have a meditation for literally anything. And I just do 10-minute ones. I can't go past 10 minutes because I still get antsy. But I have, like I said, I have 4 kids. I know most people have at least a few kids, and it makes so much of a difference to wake up before your kids are up and before the craziness of getting everybody ready and getting out the door and all that, to just sit in silence and meditate and collect your thoughts and be able to have that minute alone. Okay, I said I was going to do this quickly, and I'm going off on tangents. The A is for affirmations. So what I do is, which I need to redo, I haven't redone my vision board for the year. I usually try to redo it at the beginning of every year. I look at my vision board and I read out the quotes that I have up here. So, for example, I have procrastination is the grave in which opportunity is buried. I am a terrible procrastinator, and I'm trying to change that. Terrible procrastinator. So that's like right there in front of my face. The temptation to quit will be greatest just before you're about to succeed. You are enough. Let me repeat that so it goes through. You are enough. Things like that. So when I'm doing the affirmations, I sit here and I read every single one of these things that I got up here. And again, it sounds silly, but I'm telling you, like, you're hyping yourself up. I'm sorry if there's comments over here. I have not been paying attention. So I'll read those later.
We'll interrupt you if there's a comment that pertains to you. How about that? Like, okay. I think they're just like sharing books or things like that, or shouting out their goals. So don't worry about it. If they have a question, I'll mediate for you.
Okay. And if any of you guys have anything that you want to add to it, feel free to interrupt also. So yeah, it feels silly to do these affirmations but you're literally hyping yourself up. You got to hype your head. Your thoughts literally are everything. Like, how you think and how you think about yourself. And if you have negative self-talk, that literally affects your work, everything about your life. So forcing myself to give myself positive self-talk in the morning is really good for setting the tone for the day. And it makes me feel like I'm a badass, like I can do anything. So yes, do that every day. And then visualization, this one I have a hard time with. I only can do it at most for like 60 seconds. I really am trying to work on getting better at it, but basically you sit, close your eyes, and just visualize your dream life. Visualize all those goals that you have as if they've already happened. And it's, again, we're playing with the universe, drawing those things to you.
Oh, hey, Emily, just a question. So are these the things that you do like first thing in the morning?
Yes.
Or so you have like a set amount of time that you're like, okay, I'm going to kind of do this silence affirmation before you like do anything else in your day? Yeah, I literally wake up, I start my coffee, I splash some cold water on my face to really wake myself up, and I brush my teeth. And that's how the water and the brushing of your teeth force you to wake up. And then I come in my office with my coffee and I do all these things. Like I said, I have a hard time with the visualization, and exercise has not really been top priority. I'm trying to change that, but that one has been hard for me. But yes, no matter what, when I actually, like I said, the past couple months I've kind of fallen off. But when I was actively doing it pretty much every single day, I would come in here, do my meditation, affirmation. I'd try to visualize, and then the next one is read. And when I say read, I'm talking like a book that's going to fuel your soul, an educational or a motivational book. So right now I'm reading Atomic Habits. I just started this. And actually the reason why I picked this book to start out the year is because my word for the year is habits. I'm trying to get myself to
create stronger, better habits and hold myself accountable to make sure I'm doing them every day until they become like where I don't even think about it. I just do it. And then the last one is the final S is scribe. So basically like journaling. I would like to start like actually journaling. I've never been consistent with it, I should say, but this I am very consistent with. This is the Start Today Journal by Rachel Hollis. I know she's got like some whatever going on. I bought this before all that happened. But I'm also going to post a form. I'm going to post all kinds of forms this whole entire week. You don't even need to buy this. You literally can print it off. They have it on Pinterest. So I probably shouldn't show you guys like, so this is a blank form. I don't know if you can see all that, but basically it makes you start off by saying 10 or 5 things you're grateful for. So I'll just read you guys my first entry. So I'm grateful because I woke up early. I started my morning routine today. I'm grateful for all that we got done last week. My husband was on vacation last week and we got a whole bunch of stuff done around our house. Grateful for 2020. It was the best and the worst year ever. And I'm grateful because we're almost back to our regular schedule, meaning like my kids are going to be back in school next week and we'll be back to normal, at least for now. And then I'm grateful that we're all happy and healthy so far. And then underneath there, this kind of is where like the visualization / affirmations, all that happens, is 10 dreams I made happen. So what she does is she wants you to have your goals that you have, and you're supposed to write them as if they've already happened. Like, again, tricking your brain, playing with the universe, drawing this stuff to you. So, for example, I have one on here. I earned annual sales and annual mentor. I have a YouTube channel. That's something that I wanted to do last year and I never did it. And that's going to be a goal for this year. We bought a brand new Suburban. That's been on my dream board for 2.5 years now. So just things like that. And then at the bottom, it says the goal I'm going to achieve first. So I just put, I'm going to wake up and do my morning routine at least Monday through Friday. So there's that. That's what I use for scribe is this. In the book, he dives in about talking about journaling and writing down your thoughts and basically having a brain dump. I've never been consistent. It just doesn't speak to my soul. Maybe it will eventually, but yeah, sorry. I use my hands a lot. I just noticed that while watching myself. So after I do my morning routine, am I taking up too much time? Man, I didn't think I was going to take up this much time. So after I do my morning routine, I try to, while I'm getting ready, getting the kids ready, getting ready for my day, you can do this while you're putting your makeup on, while you're driving to work. I try to listen to some sort of educational or motivational YouTube video or podcast. Sometimes I'm half listening, but I'm a firm believer in what you're putting into your body, meaning like your brain, what you're feeding your brain and your mind and all that is how you're going to live your life. So even if I'm half listening, I swear I can tell a difference if I just get up and go about my day. Like when I listen to those videos, whether it be about Scentsy, sometimes I listen to Scentsy videos. Sometimes I listen to a couple of my favorite like motivational speakers is Ed Milet or Gary Vaynerchuk. Who else? Sonny Lenarduzzi. I'm like I said, I'm going to make a thread I'm going to start it with all these people I like to listen to. And I'm sure everybody else has a ton of people they can add to it too. But yeah, I like to listen to that. And it really, regardless if I watch Netflix the rest of the day, I am so much more productive when I do my morning routine and listen to at least one motivational or educational video or podcast, whatever. Just checking my notes. Okay. This is my last page, I promise. Okay, so the consistency and mindset. I will tell you that when I first started my Scentsy business, everything just kind of took off so fast that I didn't have any type of systems in place. I hit director and I hadn't even made a VIP group yet. And I don't know. I just felt like everything was happening all willy-nilly. So I I will tell you right now, get some, I don't care if you're an essential consultant, get some systems in place of some sort. There is a plethora of them out there in the Scentsy world. We will be posting a ton of them in this group this week. Just something. So I have my planner. I just cleaned it all out and got it all ready. It's pretty much empty right now. I just cleaned everything out. But like I got my 2020 word on the very, very front. Like I said, mine's habits. I really enjoy pretty much everything that Fifi Fitzgerald makes. So you'll probably see a lot of her stuff in here. I have a scripture study that I just started doing. Basically, I pick a verse. I have a devotional app on my phone, and that's where I got this verse today. But yeah, I'm going to try to do that at least Monday through Friday. Weekends get kind of crazy. And then in here, one of the first things I'm going to see is my annual awards tracker. You got to track what you're doing. Otherwise, you don't know where you're at and you don't know how close you are to earning these things. I took a combination of a bunch of people's, I will post this, took a combination of a bunch of people's like monthly checklists of things to do. And it just has like update trackers, scheduled team trainings, check on my business supplies, bulk sample, things like that. There's this thing called Wax Boss Planner, I think it is. And I didn't print the entire thing, but I stole certain things. Like daily numbers. What else? There's one for new teamies at a glance. So I can see, you know, who I've talked to, when their 15th day is, if they've hit shooting star, all that stuff. This one, I want to focus hardcore on this one, potential teamies. That's going to be like my dream team, like people that I think would do really well. Scentsy Club, I, again, stole this form from Fifi Fitzgerald. That's something that I want to focus on is PRV without me even having to think about it. And I got my bulk sample log. Again, I'm going to post all this in the group so you can just print it right off of there. Another thing that I want to say too is that I'm about to be doing is I'm going to be I do this every beginning of like the transition month. I rewrite my list of 100. So that's in here. I'm going to be redoing that. You would be surprised that in 6 months, how many different people you have met and built a relationship with. So yeah, basically we're going to post a bunch of different systems we're going to use. Christina is going to do a live this week on her systems. Hers are probably way better and far more organized than mine are. Oh yeah, you're like the queen of all that stuff. But yeah, she's going to do a live on that this week. We're going to post all of them. Make sure that when you're looking at these systems, you're adapting them to yourself. What works for us or for one person, what works for me may not work for Christina, may not work for Rachel. Like we're all different humans with different lives, with different businesses. So make sure you're, you know, I'm all about not recreating the wheel. Obviously, you see I stole quite a bit of these forms, but make sure you're adjusting them accordingly. Find a system, implement it to work smarter, not harder. Stop making excuses. We all can think of 7 million thousand excuses of why we can't work and why our business needs to be put on the back burner. Like all of us. Rachel has 5 kids. I have 4 kids. Some people, you know, work 60 hours a week. Life is crazy. That's just the way it is. And you have to, in order to be in the top one, how's that saying go? In order to be in the top 1%, you have to do what 99% won't do. And if you're not going to ask somebody, if you're going to make an excuse, you're leaving that as an opportunity for somebody else to come and swoop in and take your potential customer, teamie, all that stuff. I think that's all I got. Sheesh. I was worried about not being able to fill time, and I went on for 34 minutes.
Can I add a few things?
Everywhere. It happens to everyone. So, so a couple of things that you did awesome, Emily. I ordered the book off Amazon, but I know a lot of superstar directors and star directors that have very successful businesses. They talk about getting up at 5 a.m. and the power behind just starting your day 1 hour earlier, because that's the only way you can really create more time. Usually those people are falling asleep if you try, it's easier for me to stay focused in the morning than try to do it in the evening when I'm tired. So
Same.
something that we can share or post is, I don't know if everybody knows, I was surprised at how many of my team members don't know how to see their total cells without physically just adding them up, and doing the same for their group. So I don't know if everybody knows this, but if you are looking at if you are looking in your reports, and you know how you can pick which month you're looking at, so you would see January right now, and you can click it to change your months. To select all of the months, you just hit shift and then click the boxes, and it'll add up all of whatever date range you pick. So if you want to know how close you are for annual cells, because that's one of the things that you should be tracking, is hit May through current, and you'll run your report, and it'll tell you how much you had sold since May. And then also you can see your team members too. So maybe if you have a team member that's $10,000 away, you guys can set a goal to work that together for your annual sales. So an important part of systems is keeping track of your goals, but also your team members' goals. The other thing that I wanted to say when we were talking about lists, Emily, is that as consultants, you guys should have lists going of all the different types of people that that could potentially, that you would want to market LTOs for. So you should have a list of the people that are Disney people, of sports people, the people that always seem to buy our wax collections. So make that part of your systems as well when you're getting organized this at the beginning of this year. Make those different types of people lists. So annual sales is $30,000 PRV, and this is a very difficult one to reach, but I think you'll be surprised, even if annual sales, it seems a stretch for this year, set another goal to finish in the annual sales period, of say to double your PRV. Make yourself a little challenge. So, and then if you do earn annual sales, you get $1,000 bonus. So that's an awesome accomplishment. So those were the only two things that came to mind that I wanted to share before we hung up. Megan, did you guys can use the chat feature or unmute yourselves? But Megan, did you have anything that caught your mind?
Okay, sorry, I was just unmuting myself here. I just had I'm sure if my team's on here, they might have heard me talk about this one, but I have a very simple system, and we can post it in this in the foundations group through the week. One of my superstar directors from Australia kind of originally came up with it, and we've kind of tweaked it and played with it, and we've named it the 5x5 system. And this is for, I'll read them out, and after the call, I can post the picture. But I would have to say, for those of you that are new, or maybe really struggle with systems, or just really for people that really aren't sure how to time manage their day or what to work on. And if you've only got half an hour or 2 hours or 1 hour a day, if you work full time and you have literally 1 hour after kids go to bed to work your Scentsy business, we have this really simple little system that, if done every day, just for half an hour to an hour, my team is obsessed with it. They love it. I've seen so many positive reviews by it. It's really, really good. We call it the 5x5 system. And I just have it, I'll read it out to you guys. But number one, if you just get one new contact or lead a day, and you can keep track of it in a little notebook. Just look for one new contact or lead a day through social media, through following up, for asking referrals. And then the next thing is you do one product review or reveal per day on social media. So post one picture, post one video, share one thing about one of our products. And then number three, have one host or join conversation per day. So follow up with a host, have a conversation about joining, look at your list of someone that showed interest, follow up with them, but just one a day. That one's probably the hardest of all 5 of these things. Number 4 is have one follow-up conversation a day. So check in with people who've got their orders, check in if they need more wax, check in with a customer a day. That's all. Super easy, just one. And then the last one, most important one, I think, is do 10 minutes of personal development a day. So whether it's while you're driving kids to school, listen to a podcast, an audiobook, meditate, like we talked about earlier today, talk to a mentor. But if you do those 5 things, if you only have an hour of your business to work a day, if you do all those 5 things, you've kind of covered the whole business in one shot. And it's easy. It can literally be done in half an hour to an hour max. And if you have a little notebook, I have my team would just keep a little separate notebook for call it their 5x5 notebook. And every day they would just write, like for their first one, for the point about following up with someone. Today I talked to Sally blah 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 from Jennifer's party, asked her if she was happy with her order. And so they just do like little one-liner, talk to Barbara about joining, possibly she might be interested with the next promotion, join kit, whatever. And you kind of just do little point form documents of your results from all those things. Today I did a little video on the Deluxe Diffuser. And that way then you can keep a really nice ongoing logbook kind of how you're working your business. So yeah, that's just a super simple system. It literally can be done in under an hour. And if you did it every day, that means by the end of the week, you've had 5 join or host conversations. That's actually huge in a week. So if you look back at it in a week's chunk, made 5 new contacts, 5 new conversations, posted 5 new product referrals, you've got 5 new leads, and you've had 50 minutes of motivation and inspiration. That's really good for a week's work. Yeah, so I'll post that list in the page after, but that's all. That's a simple system. I would say if you don't know where to start, you can start with something like that. And now I'm muting myself.
No, that was awesome. I love that. I was just thinking how fun it would be to even have it be like a team challenge, like where 5 people take this 5x5 challenge together, and they create some accountability groups. That would be so fun. Anybody else have any questions or have anything that they want to contribute, like systems that Christina's going to share this week? How about you, Rachel? Do you have anything that you would love to share?
Yeah, I can pop on real quick. Okay, so one of the things that when I'm doing a coaching call or whatever else, and one of the biggest things that I hear people say is, I don't have time, I'm really busy, whatever, I work full time, I've got kids, all of these things. So the 2 things that I really go over them with and like kind of pound into them is, and I know a couple of my girls on here know this because we've had this conversation, is 1, to prioritize. So to make your list of 5. And 5 is a good number because it goes right with what Megan was saying. But I tell them, find 5 things that you have to get done that week. And you can make your list longer if you want, but prioritize 5 things. And if that's the only things that you get done that week, then you know that you've done exactly what you set out to do. Prioritize them, and then actually write down exactly what your priorities were that week, whether it's to get an order out, whether it's to find a host, whether it's to send out thank you mail, whatever it could be. To prioritize those things, write them down, and then mark them off as you do them. So I've even had some of my girls take it a step further where I say, Sunday nights, I want you to make your priority list, and I want you to screenshot it to me, and screenshot it to me every Sunday so we know exactly what your priorities are, so I can help hold you accountable for the week. And another part of that is saying that when you're busy and you've got all these things going on, and we're making goals and we're setting all these things. But I know one of the things that I ran into before I had an office and all these things and I was just getting started was, if I had 20 minutes to work my business, I was spending 10 minutes collecting the supplies to do the task that I was doing that day. So another thing that I'll tell people to do is, if you're going to work Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Monday through Friday, or whatever your thing is, get all of the supplies you need to do your tasks on Monday and put them in a box. So if you have 30 minutes on Sunday that your husband can keep the kids and you're off work, take 30 minutes on Sunday and in your Monday box, put everything you need to send thank you mail. In your Tuesday box, put everything you need to follow up. In your Wednesday box, put everything you need to separate this order, whatever it could be, to where you have the supplies there and you're not spending your super valuable 15 minutes or 30 minutes or 1 hour that you have to spend on your business searching for things, because that's not making you money. And that's not being super intentional with your time. Being super intentional with your time and making money is actually doing the tasks. Searching for the things all around your house because you can't find tape and you can't find scissors and your kid decided to do an art project with your thank you notes or whatever else isn't going to make you money. But putting those things in a box and then actually utilizing those things and being super intentional with the limited time you have will make you money. So be intentional, set goals, and prioritize. Those are my 3 tidbits. And that's about it.
That's awesome. I mean, thank you so much. And I don't want to be the leader next week because I am speaking next week. And but this week we're all focusing on the goals and getting organized and the proverbial getting our ducks in a row. And then next week we're hitting PRV and sales hardcore. So, but let's spend this week getting organized. But don't forget to front load your month as well. So, all the things. Any questions? Please unmute yourself. How do I get it off my face? Remove spotlight. Click. Yes. Any questions? Is there anything that you want to ask, not about time or organization, but part of the Scentsy world? Don't ask me for like recipes.
I don't want to like interrupt you guys, but I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So my name's AJ. I don't want to show you my face because I'm a hot mess, like a complete hot mess. So, but I'm from New Mexico and I just started in November, like just November. Totally came in thinking that I was just going to get free supplies because I literally spend the $200 on my own every month. So I was like, well, you know, the worst thing is I could just like meet my own PRV and, you know, maybe get some discounts. I don't have the same dilemmas you guys are, and I feel like a complete, like, I feel like bad for saying that I don't have kids, I don't have a husband, I'm totally single, and I have all the time in the world. So you guys giving me all these things, I'm totally taking notes. The only problem I'm having is I don't know how to reach people, like new people. And I'm trying my hardest. I have my Facebook, I did my Instagram, and it's coming along like little by little, but I really want to reach out to other states because I live in a small community. And so I really want to go to like other states, and I would love some advice on how you guys did that.
So the good news is that we are going to be covering a lot of this over the next month, and how we can build relationships on social media, how we can build authentic relationships, not just on social media, but in general, and how to market your business outside of social media as well. So we're really going to be hitting on a lot of those points, but it sounds like you know what you need to do, but it's having it evolve together. So stay tuned, and we will share a lot of different ways to help you grow your business over the next month. So go ahead.
If I could say something to her real quick.
Yes, Sarah, please.
We're talking a lot about systems and consistency and your daily, everyday activities. Well, one of the things that I would say for somebody who is new or just starting or wants to grow is that consistency every day makes a huge difference, but also it makes a huge difference not just with you and how you feel and what you're doing, but it makes
Sarah,
you muted yourself.
Sarah, you muted yourself.
Okay, sorry. Where did I stop? Basically what I'm saying, can you hear me?
Yeah, you stopped at the point of consistency and what it does for your customers.
Okay, so not only does it make you feel good and make you accomplish things that you need to accomplish, but what it does is it makes your customers see that you are dedicated to your business, and that when it comes to direct sales, people look at us and think, you're going to quit in 2 months. So I don't know that I want to put my money or investment into you, helping you, because I don't know that you're going to stick around. And so it's not even, there's a quote that says, we sell ourselves, not our products. So when people see you, they want to see your dedication, your commitment, things of that nature. So that's where it takes a little bit of time, where you're doing really great, but you're only at 2 months. So give yourself a little bit of grace and a little bit of time. But also, we are going to talk about all of these things in the next couple of weeks. But I just wanted to say that because I think that consistency and having those systems in place will show people just how dedicated you are.
I was going to say, and as far as trying to reach out to people in other states, maybe, I don't know if you said that you have a Facebook business page in place, but my business page is actually how I've reached out to people in other states. And I actually got one of my first teamies from boosting a post on my business page, and she lives like 4 hours away. So the business page on Facebook is probably like my best advice as far as that.
And yeah, we have an entire Zoom devoted to social media. So, and I'm hosting it, so I'm super excited about it. So everybody just kind of cool your jets a little bit. We'll get there, I promise. It's coming. So it's all social media, everything is going to be on the 18th. So it's coming.
We have tons of awesome content for you guys. And if you know any of your team members that missed the call, after we post the recording, will you guys be sure to tag them in it or reach out to them and remind them to tune in next week. So we'll be the same time next week, all about PRV. And Emily, thank you so much for leading tonight's call and posting all this week. And we'll be seeing you guys all. Have a great, awesome week. And thank you so much. Good night.
Bye.
Good night. Thanks, Emily. You're awesome.
No problem.